Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. In this video, we are going to do a little haul, and this haul will kind of meander through modern comics up to bronze comics, and then we will finish things up with some Silver Age comics that have all been added recently to my collection. And there's a couple of books in this haul that I'm pretty excited about, and I cannot wait to share with you guys right now. So let's first start off with the modern comics that I've picked up. No shocker here, the first book is an X-Men book because I've been spending a lot of time talking about the X-Men lately, and this is The Powers of 10, issue number 1. I picked up a couple of copies of this, and I will readily tell you that this comic, Powers of 10, is not as good as House of X. House of X is incredible. Powers of 10 is okay. I am looking forward to reading what else comes out from Jonathan Hickman, but I'm very, very pleased that they decided to release the House of X before Powers of 10 because I feel like House of X was a much, much stronger book to release out the gate. So that's the very first book, Powers of 10. Next up, we slide over to a little Amazing Spider-Man. This is ASM number 26. Definitely a cool book. I have not yet read that one, but I am looking forward to reading it. Next up, one of my favorite runs right now of modern book is Immortal Hulk number 21. Definitely a cool book there. Cool series. If you're not reading it, I highly encourage you to check it out. Speaking of great series, here is Venom number 1 annual. So went ahead and snagged the annual, and then I'm finishing up with a little bit of Fantastic Four number 12. And if you've been watching my videos for the last couple of videos, I keep saying this is going to be the last Fantastic Four book that I get. I promise you that this is the last Fantastic Four book that I'm going to get. My LCS forgets to remove this from the list, and I feel bad, so I end up buying it every time. But I promise you, I will not have another Fantastic Four in another haul for quite some time unless they do something crazy with the title, something sexy, something unexpected, because what I'm going to do is to discontinue Fantastic Four to kind of get myself ready for what is coming in October, honestly, with the 6 new X-Men titles. I'm making some room, making some adjustments to kind of get ready for what's going to happen next. So the next couple of books, to some degree or another, are a little bit of spec on what could happen in like phase 5 kind of stuff with the MCU. So instead of doing an undervalued key video, I decided to just incorporate it into this overall haul. So this one right here is X Factor number 5. And this copy is a little beat, but what I ended up doing was getting a lot of 3 of X Factor number 5. This is actually the cameo appearance of Apocalypse. The issue number 6 is the full appearance, but this is the cameo. I actually did not have it in my run, so I wanted to go out and I wanted to get it, and I was able to actually find a relatively inexpensive lot of 3 copies of the same book. One of them was newsstand, which is this one, and then there were 2 other higher grade direct editions. So I ended up buying all 3 again for a relatively low price. I have cleaned up the other 2 copies, and they are about to get sent off to CGC. Well, at least one of them, because at least one of them should probably be like a 9.4, if not a little better. I want to see what it looks like as soon as it comes out of the press. But unfortunately, the newsstand version was the one that is probably in the worst shape. Definitely a lot of dirt, debris on this cover, and also it is a little worn. So this is just one that'll just stay in the personal collection, or I'll give it away after I clean it up just a little bit to a subscriber of the channel. But cameo appearance in X Factor number 5 of Apocalypse. Next book, again, a little bit of spec going on right here. This is Miss Marvel number 18. I already have, I want to say, the 16 and the 17, and this is the 18. Ended up getting this one for a pretty nice price on eBay, and so this is the first appearance of Mystique. So definitely a really cool book to have. There's also Scarlet Witch, Wonder Man appearance, etc., etc. But this is a really cool book that I did not have in the collection, but I wanted to pick this up. And so I think it's like 16, 17, 18 is like the appearances of Mystique, I guess, in her human form or out of uniform, etc., etc. So that's part of the reason why I picked this one up, because I think it's like spread out over 3 different issues. So that's why I snagged that. The next 2 books, again, kind of continue to some degree or another down the vein of Spec. This first one continues with X-Men. The next one is a little bit of a departure. This book is a cool book. I picked this one up. I did not have this one in the collection, but when I figured out where this appearance happened, I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger. This is X-Men number 54. This is actually the first appearance of Havoc, who is the brother of Cyclops, and it is also the origin of Angel. As you guys know, the early issues of the X-Men were not really good, which is why they put them in the reprints, and I haven't quite done all my research on the X-Men. A lot of people have asked me, what am I going to do once I finish my run of ASM? I'm actually going to turn my attention to X-Men. So I thought, why not go ahead and pick this first appearance up while I had the opportunity. So that's why I went ahead and snagged this one. This book is actually not in bad shape. It is, I could probably see this book at a 7.5, if not maybe an 8, depending upon how good of a night the grader has. But definitely has some pressable defects as I look at it here. But generally a nice looking book. And then the very last book that I wanted to show you guys is one that just arrived yesterday. It is a Steranko cover. You guys know I am a fan of Steranko covers. As of late, I've been showing a lot of his stuff. This is Strange Tales number 157, and this is the cameo appearance of the Living Tribunal. This is actually my second copy of this book. I also have the first appearance of the Living Tribunal, but I saw this one on eBay. I saw it for a really good price. This one might actually be as nice as the copy that I already have in my collection. This one has 2 little defects going on over here on this side, but generally this book is in solid shape. Definitely pleased to have this one. I want to put it side by side with the other copy that I have to see which is better. The other I've had probably for maybe a 1.5 years already. When I did a bunch of Cosmic Spec, like I said, about a 1.5 years ago, I originally picked this up. But again, I saw this one and I had to snag it. Strange Tales number 157. So there you go. That is essentially my meandering haul through modern bronze and into silver. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Certainly, if you did, I want to encourage you to give it a thumbs up. If you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so. Reggie Collects on Instagram and RegieCollects@gmail.com. Take care.